Welcome to KZOOM, and we are in this time of Elul, of preparation to be able to do the reset, the rebirth, the coming in. Oh yeah, it's raining here. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yay, yay.
So this time of Elul really kind of coincides with also kind of a perilous time in our world, and there are a number of different perils. But for me, having the Republican convention happening this week has kind of brought the perils, closer in my face. Not that I'm watching it all the time, but it's just there, and it's just kind of reminding me of so much that we are up against, and so it always feels like the world kind of has this force that comes into us, and we need to find equal or more force that radiates out of us, or else we are defeated by this world. We get overwhelmed by it, and the best strategy I've found is to find a certain radiance and commitment inside me to shine out, and hope and positivity and love, and that I need to be putting that out, because if I'm not doing that, then I become kind of the victim of some of the negativity that's in the world and the fear that surrounds us. And so we are we are advised during this time of Elul to use Psalm 27 as a way of calling up what we need in order to do our inner work. And I spent the week reading many different translations of Psalm 27, and I was also kind of really excited that we're doing this on the 27th of August. 27 on 27, like 27, yay. So I wanted to begin our time together of exploration of just reciting one of these translations of Psalm 27, and this one is from a translation by Betty Bracha Stone, and it doesn't have all the Psalms, but it's really very beautiful and evocative. So let's. I'm just gonna sing it for you and see, so that we can begin to immerse in the themes of Psalm 27 and allow its power to come into us, to help us, to charge us up, to give us what we need. You are my light and my help, the strength of my life. Why should I be afraid when evil came close to devour me? My worst distractions and illusions, they stumbled and fell. But even if they gathered in force nearby, even if they arose and declared war, my heart would not be afraid. I am confident of this. There is only one thing I ask of you. I want to live in your home all the days of my life, to see your sweetness, to visit your temple. When the day is dark, you hide me in your sukkah like a treasure. You carefully secure me in the secret places of your tent. You lift me up onto a rock, and even though I can see my enemies circling around me, I am not distracted. I awaken to my practice with the shofar sounding in my ears. I will sing and dance and play beautiful instruments. In service to you I sing. Hear my voice when I cry. Be gracious to me and answer me. With all my heart I say to you, let us seek each other's faces. Don't hide your face and don't be angry. You have helped me. Do not turn away from me. Do not abandon me. My father and my mother have left me alone in this world, but you will gather me in like a mother her children. Sweet God, show me your path and lead me on an even road, because there are those who lie in wait for me. Do not give me to my own passions and illusions, for they are great lies and will destroy me with a breath. If only I could strengthen my faith that it is possible to see your goodness in this land of the living, then I would wait for you with a strong and courageous heart. Then I could expect you. So it's a strong psalm that is speaking about right now. It's kind of amazing, and it doesn't turn, it doesn't ignore the dangers that are there, but it says, let us, enter in to this kind of sanctuary in here where we are held, we are supported, we are lifted up. It's like everything that we need to face these challenges in the world right now is in us. And this time of Elul is the time of turning to those resources, to those places of connection that we need. So let's find our resolve to do that. To not be the victim of what's out there, but to find that presence of God within that is just waiting for us to turn. Yes.
87.
Yeah. So I want to just ask us to join with each other and take a look around the Zoom room to share that resolve, that whatever confidence you can find in you, to share it, to connect with these other faces. Do not hide your face, the psalm says. And we can open ourselves up to the synergy between us.
Such beloveds. Just to let you know, I'm feeling better, but it ended up I had a urinary tract infection. Found out last Friday morning, and just finished my last day of antibiotics. So I'm going to do the best I can.
We're going to give him a lot of healing energy.
That's what it was last week.
So the first practice that we'll do, it is inspired by Psalm 27. It's not exactly the words, but it uses some of those words and then adds the word that for me is one of the most important words in my practice, which is ata, which means you. And I like to say, I like to not talk about God, but to address God directly as you. And when I say you are my strength, it's like taking what I feel is whatever that mystery is, and I'm saying, oh, it's in me. It's my strength, And, if that mystery out there of life itself, oh, that's my life. God is guiding me right now as my life. And then you are my light. That light that I shine, oh, it's you, after all. And then and you are the one who is in my face, right before me. And I think that what I want to do is kind of counteract something in me that says me, 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 me. Like, I have to do this. Oh my God, what a burden it is. I have to do this. And then when I can be relieved of me, of all of that, ego place in me that thinks that it's, that I'm alone in this, I can wake up and say, oh, no, it's you. You are the one that is moving through me. And what a relief. And I can open to that. And it's such a healing of that place of separation in me. So let's try that. There's a Hebrew part and there's an English part. So we'll start with the Hebrew. And the silence find that internal space where you can say, oh, there you are, God. You are my life. So as you bring your attention to the breath, with each breath you can relax a little. Oh, I am in such good hands. I am being lived, moved, God's light shining through me. Psalm 27 acknowledges our grief, and that's partly what we need to do in order to find that place of expanded awareness. And we have to acknowledge what's there, and the words that says ki avi, because my father and my mother have abandoned me. And sometimes I just take this as, oh, they went and died. They were supposed to take care of me, and they went and died. And I'm not exactly blaming them, but boy, it feels hard to lose that. And then, I started to think about this of other things that I thought I could count on, and then abandoned, and I've been abandoned by those things. Certain ideals, and even if I think about my country, then what I thought I could count on in terms of the rule of law, and in terms of the truth being spoken, that something has, that place of grief to me is that I've been abandoned by some of like what I counted on. And and I've counted and I've counted on so much that has sort of been not something I should have counted on, and so we're going through this process, and the way to not become bitter through this process is to say, oh, even though all these things I thought were holding me are not, there is something greater that is holding me. And I can expand into that. I can allow myself to feel that wider embrace, the way that I am held, the way that I have always been and always will be supported. I want to be able to lean into that. And so the psalm says, Adonai Yasfeni, which like, oh, you have gathered me into your embrace. You know, I was falling apart, and then you gathered me into your embrace. And then the third line says, oh, now that I have connected to that sense of inner support, Horeini ya darkecha. It's like now I can receive the guidance to go and do what needs to be done in this world. And so I love, I'm going to teach you the chant, and I'm also, I do it as a dance, and you can see if you feel like moving to it, it just kind of, magnifies the power of the chant to dance it. And so so the chant goes like this. So the first part, Ki avi ve'imi azavuni. Try that. It's sort of like, oh, here's my father, here's my mother, here's the things that I've counted on. Ki avi ve'imi azavuni. Then I kind of hold myself in that place of mourning and grief for a moment until I begin to wake up to the wider perspective and be kind of opened and embraced. Vadonai yasfeini, Vadonai yasfeini, Vadonai yasfeini, Vadonai yasfeini. And in that embrace, I am connected up to this strength and to the spirit of guidance that's going to allow me to, to go for it, to do what needs to be done, to step forth into the world in however I need to do that. And so I say, Horeini ya darakecha, Horeini ya darakecha, Horeini ya darakecha, Horeini ya darakecha. And when I dance it, I always kind of stop my foot on that when I say it, so because it's like, yes, I'm resolved. I am going for it. I have what I need to do what needs to be done. So try that, and maybe I'm going to stand up, and hopefully the mic will still pick up my voice as we're dancing. And if you feel like standing and really just feeling the chant in your body, because this is a chant that moves us through a process of loss and of finding ourselves again in the center of being, filled with the strength and inspiration to step forward. Ki avi ve'imi azavuni, Ki avi ve'imi azavuni, Vadonai yasfeini, Vadonai yasfeini, Vadonai Adonai Yasfeini Horeini Darakecha Horeini Darakecha Horeini Darakecha Ve'avi ki avi ve'imi azavuni ki avi ve'imi azavuni Vadunai Yasfeini Vadunai Yasfeini Vadunai Yasfeini Vadunai Yasfeini Horeini Darakecha Horeini Darakecha Horeini Darakecha Horeini Darakecha. Once more, feeling that grief, feeling the loss. Ki avi ve'imi azavuni ki avi ve'imi azavuni. And now opening up to the wide embrace. Vadunai Yasfeini Vadunai Yasfeini Vadunai Yasfeini Vadunai Yasfeini. And opening now to guidance, to resolve, to go for it. Horeini Darakecha Horeini Darakecha Horeini Darakecha Horeini Darakecha. You're ready to put your hands on your heart and feel that space inside you that is just filled with the divine radiance. It feels like this time of Elul is meant to bring us to a sense of inner empowerment. Because even when we don't have control over what's out there, that inner empowerment is going to see us through. It's going to connect us to wisdom, to love, to possibilities, to our imagination, to our creativity. And we're going to need that as we step into a new world. And that's really the promise of Rosh Hashanah, is like, oh, we get to reset, we get to start again. We don't have to carry so many of the burdens of past patterns of reactivity. We can respond from some new place. Oh, I'm talking myself into this. This is great. This is what I need to hear. So I want to, this idea of the faces, that we see, and Zoom has sort of like woken me up to the faces, of how important it is when we when we see these faces and are inspired by these faces, and kind of like can see this, whatever radiance that you find inside you gets to shine out and gets to be shared. So again, I'm going to ask you just to take a look around the room to see if you can beam some of your inspiration out to these beings here. And and we need each other. We really do. I want to so see where we can connect. And so these words that say al taster panecha mimeni is a kind of a plea, in the psalm that says, don't hide your face from me. Don't hide your face from me. And what happens to me when I'm chanting, and this happens a lot when I'm chanting, I go through something that I call the holy confusion, because because all of a sudden it feels like God is chanting this to me, if I chant long enough, I'm chanting to God, "Don't hide your face from me." But then it turns it around, and God is saying, "Wait a minute, I'm not hiding nothing. You're the one who's hiding. Don't hide your face from me." And then I have to look and say, "Oh, in what ways am I hiding? Hiding from myself, hiding from the world, hiding from, hiding, what is essential and unique to my being. If I can't allow that to shine out, this world can't be healed. And so, what it takes is this kind of unmasking that we do, and so that we can, and that's the holy confusion, because it turns in that it's God's face that I'm hiding, and so when I say, "Do not hide your face from me," I'm speaking to my absolute, true, unique, essential self also, and saying, don't hide away. We need your presence in this world, because nobody else can do it. And that mask that you put on, that's not going to be okay. That's not going to do it. We need to find you. You need to find that face. Sometimes they call it the face that you had before you were born. That face. And I'm going to need a drum here. All right. So this is a 3-part round. As is the last one was also a 3-part round, but
we'll do 2.
We'll do 2 of the parts. We can do 2 of the parts. We'll sing it together for a while, and it's a very kind of driving kind of, yes, it has a lot of energy to it. And the energy I want to bring is the energy of unmasking, to say that, that your true face is actually what this world needs. ממני, אל תסתה פניך ממני, אל תסתה, אל תסתה, אל תסתה פניך ממני, אל תסתה פניך ממני, אל תסתה פניך ממני, אל תסתה פניך ממני, אל תסתה, אל תסתה, אל תסתה פניך ממני, 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 אל תסתה, אל So the world needs your face, your radiance, your fullness of presence, your truth. And you can't expect to see the face of God when you're hiding your face. Yeah. So I want to do one more practice and then take a little time in breakout groups. I think that some of the hard moments that I've experienced and some of my friends have experienced is a sense of hopelessness. And I think that, this is how the psalm ends, is kind of in the same way. You know how when you finish reading a book of the Torah, everybody yells, Chazak, Chazak, Vanit Chazek, which is, be strong, and strengthen each other. And this psalm ends in a kind of the same way of bringing that sense of strength and hopefulness to each other, and so that we're turning that hope. We're doing a kind of a tshuva from our despair, and it's good to notice what is it that triggers hopelessness for us, because whenever that is, it's like what I use my spiritual practice for is to meet the obstacles in my spiritual life. So if I kind of have a sense of what is it that brings me to that place of despair or hopelessness, then in a way I know how to, that I can bring compassion to that place, and I can also bring my practice to bear. And a practice is really about remembering something that you tend to forget. And so these words of about your strength and the courage that is in you, that you need at this moment, we have to remind each other of that. So I thought in our breakout groups to take a few minutes to share a little bit about maybe one obstacle that you find to being in that place of courage and hopefulness. Is there a trigger out there or in here that cuts you off from that sense of courage and hopefulness? And so we want to just name it and be witnessed with each other, so that we can be really kind of vigilant and in this place of resolve. Of there's something. Sometimes a mind state creeps up on me, and sometimes I can catch it and say, no, don't want to go there. This is not a good road to go down inside my mind. If I can catch it soon enough, I can not be a victim of that negativity. So we can help each other in that way. This chant, for those who are shrutying with it, has an F, and has an F and a C there. And that word kaveh that the chant begins with, kaveh the word kav is also a line, and it's a line that connects me straight to the divine. It's straight to my higher self, to, kaveh Elia. It's like I want to, be in that place of tethered to my divine expansiveness. Kaveh Elia. So let us be strong and strengthen each other. Kaveh Elia, Kaveh Elia, Chazak ya'ametz libecha, Kaveh Elia, Chazak ya'ametz, Chazak ya'ametz, Chazak ya'ametz.
ya amazed, chazak ya amazed, libecha chazak ya amazed, libecha ya amazed, chazak ya amazed, chazak ya amazed, libecha chazak ya amazed, libecha ya amazed, chazak ya amazed, chazak ya amazed, libecha chazak ya amazed, libecha ya amazed, chazak ya amazed, chazak ya amazed, libecha chazak ya amazed, libecha ya amazed, chazak ya amazed, chazak ya amazed, libecha chazak ya amazed, libecha chazak ya amazed, chazak ya amazed, chazak ya amazed, libecha.
Feel that hopefulness returning, that courage, that strength, that wide perspective. Knowing that you are held, you are supported, we are connected. So, what a wonderful time, what a wonderful practice that we get to do together. And I know that some of you have really been enjoying meeting each other and really, reflecting on a practice and how where it sits in you, and how you're using it really helps in deepening that practice. And that's what our breakout groups will be. So we'll take like 10. I'm going to wait for some people are going to leave, and before you leave, I just want to announce to you there is this, to sign up for this Love at the Center project on my website, and there's also going to be an event on October 12th to put it on your calendar. If you're not too Jewed out by then, you can come to this event that's going to launch the Love at the Center project, and you can find that on my website too. This one evening event, and and please, we really appreciate you if you received something to give a donation through my website, because that is what is sustaining us through this time that I can't travel and see and go to where you are. So just go to the website and donate just whatever little thing you can, and that would be great. So so there's everybody is yeah, it's an amazing community. That's what Sherry says. This is an amazing community. I really feel like we've been building this community, and it's very sustaining, and I am inspired by your practice, and I'm learning to hear it. It's so weird. I can hear it. I can hear you chanting. I can feel your energy. So that's pretty amazing. So I'm gonna, I am gonna say that we will now go out to a breakout rooms, and we're gonna go to. So anybody who's leaving, you could leave now, but stay if you like, and we're going to create these breakout rooms, and we'll come back and say goodbye to each other in about 12 minutes. Okay. So go to your rooms, and I'll call you back. You did great, honey.
Stop recording, or you want to do?